Hey, what's up guys? Jeff West here. A crap ton of video games came out in 2016. Myself, I'm kind of 5 to 6 years behind everybody else, but I did get a chance to play a lot of games this year, so let's take a look at some of my favorites. At number 5 is Hitman Legacy, or just plain Hitman, depending on who you ask. So right up top, I'm mostly a fan of straightforward narrative games, preferably in the third person, so I enjoyed 2012's Absolution. That said, I'm glad Square Enix ditched the narrative vibe for this entry and returned the series to its basic roots. I had a blast playing each level multiple times, executing all manner of executions, subtle and explosive, an element that was sorely missing from Absolution, and one that I am glad I finally got to experience. Exploding golf balls for the win! This left me with a greater feeling of wanting to go back and dig into the OG installments like Blood Money and Silent Assassin. As far as stealth games go, this one is a distinguished return to form for a beloved series. Next up is Dishonored 2. Given that I have recently fallen down the Dungeons & Dragons hole and enjoyed every flippin' moment of it, all I can say regarding Bethesda's supernatural stealth steampunk sequel is giggity, giggity, giggity. Emily, splendidly voiced by Erica Luttrell, is all grown up, and that's step one for this being an exemplary sophomore effort. Instead of the more but bigger model a lot of second entries succumb to, Dishonored 2 gives you an entirely new protagonist, complete with her own skills and fresh abilities to play around with. I genuinely shudder that I'm about to say this, but it's just one of those games that literally has everything. Do you want to sneak around and not get caught? You can do that. Would you rather stomp the door down, guns blazing? Go for it. Swords and crossbows only? Check. Teleportation, possession, and shockwavy, thunderblasty superpower things? Double check. It's like Sucker Punch, but a video game. And you can take from that whatever you will, but I fucking love Sucker Punch and I fucking love this game. The sequels keep rolling along with Uncharted 4: A Thief's End. Naughty Dog proves once again that video games are the best way to experience a narrative-driven cinematic adventure. Now I know a lot of gamers are put off by that and a lot of filmgoers are reticent to dive into it, but as a movie fan first and foremost myself, I really dig it. Voice actors Nolan North and Troy Baker hit another home run as the brothers Drake, and Emily Rose rounds out the family dynamic in a handful of emotional cutscenes to end all emotional cutscenes. The game is also visually stunning to boot, generating some of the best floral and fauna work that I've ever seen pixelated, along with some of the best lighting engines that I've ever been privy to. This one is definitely one of my favorite movies of the year. In second place is a precious little gem called Unravel. Oh my god, this game's so simple, so beautiful. It's the easiest of concepts. You're a wad of yarn named Yarny, and your mission is to get from left to right. But what makes Unravel so transcendent above other traditional puzzle platformers is the quality of the animation. The hyper, fantastically realistic art style is spectacular, making it one of the most gorgeous games I've ever laid eyes on. The game also becomes super poetic and heart-wrenching with absolutely zero cutscenes or dialogue. The story just presents itself through visual cues. I guarantee you have no clue what the meaning of having the feels in video games is until you've taken Yarny for a spin. Ollie Ollie Oxen first place. As much as Unravel got to me, Oxenfree takes the top spot away from it through sheer proxy, which is that horror and sci-fi are kind of my shit. This debut from Night School Studio fires on all cylinders for any fan of chills and thrills or forging a gateway into the great beyond. Oxenfree has an incredibly original art style, sitting somewhere amidst claymation meets 8-bit meets paper mache, and that goes a long way in wrapping the player up in the whole is it real, what even is it nature of the story. It's a standout in the choices matter walk and talk simulator genre as well because of two key reasons. One, your choices do matter, go figure, and can even influence other players of the game, which is kind of freaky, I still don't know how they do that. And two, the walking and talking are done simultaneously, which ensures that no amount of playtime goes wasted. And as if a cherry was needed, it's also superbly 80s, complete with a killer soundtrack of synthy goodness. So of course, if you like Stranger Things, or if you're a fan of the art house horror subgenre with films like It Follows and Adam Wingard's The Guest, definitely check this one out. So guys, those are my top 5 video games of 2016. What are your favorite video games that you played this year? Shit, what are your least favorite video games of this year? What are your favorite video games of all time? Leave me your thoughts in the comments. Let's do some kind of verbal back and forth through texting. It's not really verbal. Anyway, you're watching Esports on PvP Live.